Hey everyone, today we're going to do something a little different. Forget the Serengeti. We're going on an urban safari right in your own city to find some incredible wildlife that's probably hiding just around the corner. So let me ask you something. When you think about spotting a really rare, special bird, where does your mind go? Probably a trip to some remote nature preserve, right? Or maybe a whole other continent? Yeah, most of us think that way. But what if I told you that your next big discovery, a bird you have never seen before, could be waiting just outside your front door? Seriously, that's what we're going to dive into today. Okay, so first up, a hidden world nearby. The whole point here isn't about booking a flight or planning a huge trip. It's about changing how we see the familiar world right around us. It's about finding that hidden slice of wilderness in our own backyards, in our cities and suburbs. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. We have to redefine what we're even looking for. See, an uncommon bird isn't some exotic parrot from the Amazon. Nope, it's simply a species that's unusual for your specific area, right where you live. It could be a migratory bird just passing through for a few days, or maybe what birders call a vagrant, one that's been blown way off its normal course. Or hey, it could just be a local resident that's a master of hide and seek. This whole idea makes the hunt so much more personal and way more achievable. All right, section 2, let's get you ready for your quest. So, how do we prepare for this little adventure? Well, the best part is you don't need to be a professional ornithologist or have a bunch of super expensive gear. Getting started is actually really, really simple. Yeah, it really just boils down to two main things. First, gathering a little bit of intel, local knowledge, which we can totally do online. And second, gearing up with a pretty basic explorer's kit. And listen, your gear does not need to be fancy at all. Just wear some natural, earthy colors. You can blend in a bit. A hat is great for keeping the sun out of your eyes, and it makes you a little less obvious. Now, the most important tool, a pair of binoculars. And honestly, even a simple, affordable pair will make a huge difference, bringing all those distant details right up close. And of course, your smartphone. It's perfect for snapping a quick photo for reference and using one of those awesome bird ID apps. Okay, section 3, where to find them. So we're all geared up. Now where do we actually go looking? This is the best part, because I guarantee you already know these places. The treasure map for this quest? Well, it's your own neighborhood. These are your prime hunting grounds. Seriously, start with the route you walk every single day. Then branch out to your local parks and green spaces. And here's a big one. Any area with water is like a magnet for birds. We're talking riversides, ponds, little lakes. It's not just for drinking. It's a whole ecosystem with insects, fish, and reeds for cover. And hey, don't ever underestimate those small patches of woods or even the leafy trees lining your street. Opportunity is literally everywhere. All right, section 4, the art of seeing. Now this is absolutely crucial. Having the right gear and being in the right spot is one thing, but the real secret, the key to all of this, is learning the art of seeing. It's all about upgrading your powers of observation. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? On the left, you've got the novice's gaze. You're looking for big, flashy, colorful birds out on the open sky. Totally normal. But on the right, that's the explorer's eye. You're not just looking, you're listening for unusual calls. You're watching for that tiny, subtle movement in the bushes. You're scanning the ground and the deep foliage where the shire birds love to hide. You literally have to train your senses to pick up on all those little clues. So what are these clues I'm talking about? Well, hearing a bird song you don't recognize, that's a huge one. Or seeing some unusual behavior, like a bird that's normally alone suddenly hanging out with a flock. Or maybe a species you know is usually active at dawn, but here it is, out and about in the middle of the afternoon. These little weird things, these anomalies, they're signs that something interesting is probably nearby. Okay, section 5, your potential discoveries. So if we actually put all this into practice, what kind of awesome treasures might we find? Come on, let's explore a few key habitats and see what's really possible. First up, let's head over to that local pond or river at the water's edge. Water is just so vital, and because of that, it attracts this incredible diversity of birds that you just won't find anywhere else. So look past the usual mallards everyone sees. Can you spot a pochard or maybe a tufted duck with that cool little crest on its head? Or how about a grebe? These guys are amazing divers. They can just vanish underwater for what feels like forever. And if you're really patient and quiet, you might just spot a water rail. They're super shy and love to stick to the reeds right at the water's edge. Okay, now on the ground. Let's shift our gaze down for a minute. The forest floor, open patches of ground. These spots get overlooked all the time, but they're home to a whole community of birds that specialize in foraging right there. Yeah, you might see a common wagtail every day, but look closer. Could that actually be a Siberian wagtail? It's a less common subspecies that might be visiting during migration. Or, if you're in a wooded area and you're moving really slow and quiet, you might spot a brown-headed or pale thrush flipping over leaves. These are birds that would be gone in a flash if you made any sudden moves.
All right, now let's look up in the trees. The canopy, whether it's a small forest or just one big old tree in a park, is absolutely buzzing with life, especially during migration season.
This is where you can be rewarded with these incredible, fleeting flashes of color. Keep an eye out for the brilliant orange of a Dorian redstart male. Or, and this is the big one, if you are super lucky during the right season, you might spot a stunning red-flanked bluetail or a vibrant narcissus flycatcher. We're talking true jewels of the bird world, just passing through your town. But what about the ultimate urban surprise? The most unexpected discovery you could possibly make. I mean, something you would swear could never live in a city. That's right, owls, even in the middle of a bustling city. It's true. Nocturnal hunters like the brown hawk owl or a tiny little scops owl can sometimes be found just roosting quietly in a dense tree during the day. I mean, finding one of those, that is the ultimate prize in urban bird watching, for sure. Okay, last section, the explorer's code. Finding these amazing birds is such a thrill, but with that thrill comes a real responsibility. Every good explorer has to follow a code of conduct to protect the very wildlife they've come to admire. And these rules are super simple, but so important. First, keep a respectful distance. You don't want to stress the birds out. Never ever use flash photography, especially on nocturnal birds like owls that can really harm them. Leave no trace. Pack out everything you pack in. Be considerate of other people who are also trying to enjoy the space. And hey, remember, the goal here is enjoyment, not stress. This is supposed to be fun. So the next time you step outside, I really want you to try and see your neighborhood a little differently. See it as a place of potential discovery. Look a little closer, listen a little more carefully, and just ask yourself, what hidden wonder are you going to be the one to find?